The Slayer.
Slayer.
Hey, in this, he actually he moves his sword a little bit.
Oh, Slay Queen.
Yeah, for his sword being such a big part of the aesthetic of this movie and his, I guess, character overall, does not use it near as much as I expected him to. We are moving into cut 4. We are past the halfway point in this movie. Not a lot of swinging.
Nope.
I assume that the sword is going to come into play eventually.
Yeah, maybe in cut
Huge.
6. Maybe in cut 6, it's going to be a huge, big, great thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, we can only hope.
Well, hopefully it comes. Start the show.
Welcome to Swordboys Cut by Cut. I am one of your hosts. I'm Rick.
I'm Jonathan, and I'm sitting here about to eat some holy food.
And I'm Robin, and I'm about to take a big sip of my coffee and just let it run out my mouth as I talk.
That's right. This episode is cut 4 of Hawk the Slayer. It begins at 45 minutes, 35 seconds and goes all the way through to 1 hour, 1 minute and 5 seconds. It begins with Hawk being welcomed by the sisters at Cattenberry, and it ends with a continuation of the greatest comedy bit ever put to celluloid.
Yeah, you got to get some of them Cattenberry eggs. Delicious. Delicious.
Yeah, we don't see it in the movie, but like just one room off. You remember that old Cattenberry commercial with the different animals wearing the bunny ears? Like that stage is in this building. Not a lot of people know that.
Why do you
Yeah, I mean,
keep
that's
calling
why they
them
all wear white.
Cadbury? Why do you keep calling them Cadbury?
Because they're Cattenberry eggs, you know,
It's
they're full of cream and they're made
Cadbury.
of chocolate.
Cadbury.
Oh, I think we're remembering this differently, Jonathan.
Cadbury. Cadbury eggs. They
No,
say they
it's-
don't say Cadbury. I
Yeah.
say
They're
Maybe
Cattenberry
it-
eggs
may
made
be
by the
that.
nuns at the Abbey at Cattenberry.
Mm,
Every
It's just like
Easter.
one of those Man of La Mancha effects.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it is why they wear all white, because they all are in praise.
They are the cream
almighty,
that goes
Yep.
into the eggs.
the almighty rabbit that lays all those eggs.
Oh my god! Speaking of the cream of the crop, first person we hear this time around is Sister Monicaaaaaa. Welcome,
Monica!
everybody. Monica,
No!
us. Anyway, yeah, she's inviting everybody in, welcoming them to come and sit because our conquering heroes, now that they are assembled, they have arrived at the place they need to protect.
Guys, I just want you to know, just so you know, this movie passes the Bechdel test. There are two women in it, and they do not speak together, and they do not talk about a man. So
Okay. Aren't they supposed to speak together? And
well, they're
and
named, and it's in their name. There's the abbess. I guess she's named. She is the abbess. It's not like her name's Abbess Claire, whatever the hell her name is. But there's Monica and there's Elaine, and they don't ever speak to each other. Elaine shot her scenes in about a week.
Yeah, I think that's being generous. I feel like she was there for an afternoon.
Oh, you think she had some Sean Connery time on her hands? You're like,
Oh.
I've only got, look, I'm Elaine, by the way. This is how I speak normally. And I'm only going to be on this goddamn set for an hour and a half. So get what you can. Let's go. It's a golden hour. Chop, chop.
Yeah, let's shoot. No, not at me.
What I mean? Ah.
Ah. But yeah, I felt very excited to start this cut because immediately as the cut starts, it's the first words are "welcome, welcome. Thank God you have returned safely." It's like, hey, I'm back. I'm back to Hawk. Here we go.
Have you ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyway? When they play that game of sit, stand, lean, where at all times, if someone stands up, someone always has to be sitting, standing, or leaning.
Mhm.
And so they have to, during it, they have to switch it up each time. Like if someone stands who was sitting, someone else has to sit down immediately and to keep the three things happening. And it's what makes it funny.
Mhm.
This movie has that at all times because there's always, well, Crow stands a lot. Crow is always standing. Normally, this is some of the I think this cut and a little bit of the next cut has more Hawk the sitter, than this entire movie. Most of the time, he's just standing there, either cradling his sword or in front of him, pommel up. Those are our Hawk the stances. Hawk the stances.
They're often staged like a music video too. Like they're always like in like separate sections of the stage, so to speak. One in the foreground, one in the background, one in the midground, and they're all kind of like staring off to the side, but not actually at each other.
They're always yeah. Well, there's one point in not this cut, but the next cut where out of nowhere, Crow just walks into frame, side view of him to say to offer a line. We'll get to it when we get to it, but there's definitely some racking of focus in these scenes. We're back to our set, Robin. This is where we'll mostly be. I mean, yes, of course, the woods are their own set in this movie.
Yeah.
But this is the major set.
Yeah. The woods are a character in and of themselves.
Yes.
I salute the major set.
Yes, but this is the major set.
The Crow seems like he needs an invitation to enter this holy place because he's just standing in the doorway.
Everyone thinks vampires are the ones that need to be asked in. No, it's not. It's humans. I need to be asked as an elf man, even though I may not be an elf man. I may be a robot. It's hard to tell.
A robot. Yeah.
I'm still dressed in dirty tomato soup.
Drink me.
Drink me, please.
With how hard Tomato is to get out of clothing, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to clean that jumpsuit he's wearing and it just won't come out. But it is weird just having him hover over everybody, just lurking in the background. And it's like, hey, come, you're part of this party. You don't have to Legolas yourself over there.
And this is where Sister Monicaaaaaa, she's a tried and true woman of the cloth. Yep. She believes, Voltan said that he gave his word, so we definitely need to get the money. And he's like, listen, lady, she's not gonna keep your abbess alive. He's not gonna keep your abbess alive if you give him the money.
In this Abbey, they absolutely 100% negotiate with terrorists.
Yes, 100% all the time. So we get then Hawk has his flashback just kind of like out of the blue, like it's mid flashback. I feel like we missed part of this flashback last week. Remember, or last two weeks ago, he and his girlfriend are walking in the woods, and then we see kind of a crossbow and a hand kind of be held up. Mm-hmm. And then in this, it starts. Voltan's already holding Elaine and shoots Hawk in the shoulder. And I'm like, well, how did we get there?
Yeah,
is it all the same day?
They've made some bold decisions with these flashbacks.
Well, plus,
Robin,
if you look,
I think you've got it.
There's food.
Absolutely all the same day.
And I guess Voltan was like, I'm going to make some rabbit before I kill my brother. Because inexplicably there's a fire and a boat and a canoe. Is this Voltan's like a nest? Is this where Voltan's been living?
They've got a shag tent set up. They're ready to honeymoon.
Yeah, it's
this was their honeymoon.
Yeah, he intruded.
Gotcha.
But it's like it's weird. It's like his great line, the last cut, watch for me in the night. It's the middle of the day.
Oh man, that's just like a bad guy though, to tell you to watch you in the night and then boom, midday. And you're like, God damn it, I was gonna watch you I thought I had like 6 hours to bone this woman.
So that's a great example of Hawk like being like, listen, this guy's not going to keep his word. He told me he's going to watch for me in the night, and he showed up during the day.
Well, later on in another cut, he's going to yet again give some weird time that he's going to show up. So I'm very excited for that. Voltan has his crossbow, and he has tied up Hawk. He has shot him in the shoulder, the left shoulder. And then he's gonna marry, I guess, be with Elaine. I don't know.
Something terrible is probably gonna happen if something doesn't happen.
She's not gonna let his snake hands touch her.
I don't understand why. Like he goes to the effort of tying him to a tree, monologue. Like he's like, I guess he's just got a monologue for a little bit, and I don't know. There is something he says here though. He mentions, what sweet revenge to tell our whining, peace-loving father of your death. And I'm wondering, like, is this where Voltan, the Dark One, started? Like, he goes out to war with his dad, but it's implied if he's a peace loving guy, the father's a peace lover. Like they went out to war together. The father made peace with their enemies, and Voltan's like pissed about it. And then he comes back, and his draft dodging brother is hooking up with the lady he likes. I mean, this, if anything's going to turn you into a dark one. You know?
I went to war and sired a child who is now the age of you, Hawk.
Yep. Funny how that worked.
So Elaine, he gets like the cross, like he doesn't shoot him because the cross like gets in his eyes a little bit, like the reflection. Okay, sure.
Active God. Is this God on Hawk's side here?
Sure.
Is there a God in this movie?
Okay,
We don't know.
So
there is God.
There appears to be, when Voltan is loading his crossbow, he has it angled in such a way that there is a glare of light glinting off of the crossbow. The next thing we see is a glint of light reflecting off of the cross on Hawk's chest, back into Voltan's eyes.
Oh, so it's off the crossbow and onto the crossbow.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then he, like you do, tries to wave away the light that is in his eyes, because that's what you do with light.
Like it's a gnat.
You wave it away.
He's
like
a dark one. He doesn't want light.
Yeah.
He doesn't like light.
He's not the dark one yet. He's about to be.
Right.
He's pretty dark.
Because
He's
Elaine,
dressed like Anakin Skywalker here.
well, Elaine's going to take full advantage of that fire, where she grabs a stick that is massive for the size fire that is, and she jabs him in the face. And apparently that jab in the face is the incurable injury.
It's just a light burn.
Right. Like
little salve, little something. Do you think they're implying that it burned out his eye? Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe she melted his eye by sticking that into it. That would hurt.
I mean, we're gonna see the full extent of the injury in cut 6.
Oh, don't tell Robin that. He's scared of that kind of stuff.
So, Robin,
is it
prepare
real
yourself for that?
Yes, they melted half of Jack Palance's face off.
It was in the contract where he would be permanently disfigured.
No, I won't wear makeup like some sort of dandy. Melt my face, sir. We don't want to melt your face. Melt my goddamn face.
It's so funny. In my notes, I wrote sick burn twice. After the snake hands line, I was like sick burn, and all of a sudden, blah!
I'm like sick burn.
Another sick burn.
Yeah. She and Elaine gets Hawk out because she is the savior in this scene, puts him in a tiny little boat, and they're going to go away. Voltan is like, he's in pain. He can't really see, and he shoots Elaine right in the back.
Just kind of in the general direction of the boat. He's, I just want to fire the bolt. I don't care who it hits. I'm just going to fire it in that general direction. And Elaine catches it right between the shoulder blades.
Yeah. It's a great shot for a guy who just got his face like half burned off.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's on Elaine though. I mean, if you want to escape in a slow moving vehicle, you need to take the long range weapon away.
She should have grabbed that and taken it with her.
Yeah.
Or at least
could have
kick
just
it into the water.
Killed him, maybe.
Leave the rabbit, take the crossbow.
Tie him to the tree, eat rabbit in front of him.
Well, she couldn't tie him to the tree because he wasn't like completely incapacitated, and Hawk was basically passed out.
Yeah, he's not staying conscious.
There's an arrow to his shoulder, like
it's the blood loss, man.
Yeah.
They're just gonna go bleed out in that boat together.
There's sharks circling them, just waiting.
River sharks.
Come shovel some of this chum.
And so they come back again abruptly from this flashback. He's like, that's why I don't think Voltan's going to honor your deal. and we're all kind of like, yeah, I get it. But she didn't see that. So she has no idea what you're talking about.
Where Ranulf's like, I'm sorry, like, she's got her head in the clouds. And I'm thinking like, yeah, she believes in an old man in the clouds. So like, she's there. And I love it that like he's like, I'll try to make her understand. And he walks off, and it's just like, I just imagine like cut to Ranulf just shaking Monica, like, don't you understand? We have to can't trust Voltan.
You can't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. Get off my plane. That's from a movie. So anyway, the food. I want to get to the food.
Yeah, there's this giant platter of food. There's like a whole chicken and like 5 potatoes. And
5
Gort's
burnt.
like, yes, this is mine. This is all for me. Because
And
as you may have noticed, I am a giant.
And he picks up the greasiest meat. And this is when the hilarity ensues between Balin and him.
Gosh,
and it's
Abbott and
Bolden.
Costello, get out.
Yeah.
Three Stooges, fuck all the way off with that shit. Seriously, Gort and Bolden, the pinnacle of cinematic comedy, never to be outdone.
And this scene just leaps off the page.
Are they not the Roman and Tej of this heist?
Exactly.
They are the Roman and Tej.
Gosh,
Ejecto seat, cuz.
This is interminable. I swear, I hate this so much.
It's so bad. It's played for laughs, but it's like 60s laughs of like old British comedies that you're like watching, like just as a now American. You're just like, I don't get it. It's not funny. Everyone's laughing, but it's not funny. This isn't funny.
Like, I'm pretty sure Crow is asleep.
Crow's standing behind him.
He's still like standing in the door, like, anybody want to invite me? No?
Did no one know that elves can't walk downstairs?
Yes.
We are not handy capable. We have to be picked up like children and carried downstairs. Because the floor of a leafy forest does not have stairs, therefore we are unaccustomed. Beep bop boop. I'm a robot. So anyway, this amazing holy food sketch, the holy food sketch. If you've seen Who's on First, you haven't lived until you've seen holy food.
I'm waiting for Bolden to be like, you ever try cheese made in Switzerland? Oh my God, it's so gross.
Oh, this is made of D's. What do you mean? It's made of D's. D's what? D's nuts. That's what I was expecting. But what he says is, this is holy food. You won't like it. It doesn't taste very good. And so then he grabs it and starts testing. He's like, you need to test it for me, because I'm not going to eat holy food. Like,
why?
And he's holding this greasy chicken in his palm. Imagine going to Costco, grabbing one of those rotisserie chickens in your giant meat hook and just holding it. Ugh, gross.
That is exactly what one of these is, because you look at it and it's like mashed together as if it was in a styrofoam or plastic container when they went to buy it. It's like,
I mean, this is before Costco, but I'm sure they could still rotisserie a bird. Ugh. And then Balin sticks his greasy little mouth. There's so much grease and spittle in this movie. For what it's, I mean, this movie's not long, and there's enough eating grossness. No,
it seems to be going on for weeks.
It does really. It seems to be plodding along like every 2 weeks. So anyway, but I would like to say I've made fun of this movie a lot. But again, costumes, we're getting close-ups of all the costumes. They're really great.
Oh, absolutely.
All the armor is definitely maybe aluminium, as they would say, but they're very nicely done. Like, all the armor looks really good close up, all the leather stuff, I love Ranulf's wearing like a sash with his sword belt, but you didn't notice before, and we'll get to it in another scene, Hawk the Slayer's sword belt. Oh my God.
It is thick.
Why is it 5 feet across? It is so wide on his chest and his buckle. It's like, I almost kind of want the giant to be like, hey, are you wearing my belt?
You almost want him to grab the belt buckle and throw it like one of Kiri's like hairpins from Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would involve action by Hawk. That would involve an active virile man instead of this Valium-induced superhero we have here, who everyone's like, you're lucky you have Hawk here. You're lucky Hawk's here to save your abbess. You're lucky. Oh, Hawk. I'm like, he's not great.
he Ranulf's trying to talk to some sense into Monica. Crow is, guarding the door. These guys are having a sketch. Hawk's just falling asleep sitting nearby, I think.
Yeah. He's staring off into open air.
He's eating a piece of bread. And he's, Ranulf's like, I tried. She's just beyond it. Don't worry. We'll get it figured out.
She's delusional. She actually says, like, and I know that your salvation from Voltan lies in the strength of someone like Hawk to protect you. Okay. And then she goes, my son, God protects us. It's like, wait, did you say your son is God?
Wait, so in this world,
like, she doesn't even
not
pause.
The father, he's the son. The son is
says,
God.
She says,
Yeah.
my son, referring to Ranulf. And then in the subtitles, there's a hyphen.
Mm.
Nah,
God
but she
protects
doesn't
us.
actually say a hyphen.
I thought,
she
she
doesn't
says,
pause very
my
long.
son, God. Not
my son, God
protects
protects us.
See, I heard it as my son, God protects us. And then, that sets up Ranulf for his line. He was
Maybe.
God was protecting the abbess, and he was protecting the abbess, and look where it's got her. And I wanted Monica to reach up and slap Ranulf across his face and say, "That's for blasphemy."
That's for blasphemy. Yeah, yeah. She's a day player too.
Yeah.
I should only be here for one day, and I'm going to wear those robes.
That is your classic, religious debate discussion. It's just like I have no response to this. You're a blasphemer.
Yeah,
you're the bad person. I just don't have an answer for that.
I do appreciate that Ranulf
statement.
gets the last word in this argument, because he says, my words are just as true nonetheless. It's like, you can call it blasphemy.
And then under his breath, you hear him. He goes, bitch. And he walks by.
And I said, bitch.
And she's like, what? He's like, nothing.
And then we go back to him talking to Hawk. And for some reason, Hawk just worked up a sweat sitting there. It's so hot.
It's the meat sweats.
It's that bread. Have you ever been to Fogo de Chão? It's one of those type of like Brazilian steakhouses where they just keep bringing you food until you turn your chip over. And he's been eating for like 15 minutes straight. And also that is jalapeno bread. He did not expect that. So he's just like, whew. And then we go to the star of this cut.
God.
The absolute
like,
star.
It's like they got a focus group together and said, describe the most disgusting individual you've ever imagined.
So they got this open mouth hunchback on the river shale. We heard about him earlier when Drogo and Voltan cut that dude's tongue out, and Voltan neck pinched that one dude.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about this guy, the slaver, because he's got gold, and he's like, he's the kind of the money guy on the river shale.
So also this is also the guy that those guys that Voltan was harassing.
Yeah,
was just like, yeah, wait till we tell Sped. Oh, he looks like a real big threat. This guy,
right?
This sloppy bastard. I do love the transition though, because he's just like, Hawk's like, tomorrow we arrange a welcome for the slavers of the original river shale, and then we go just close up of this sloppy ass. Welcome, welcome.
And there's a difference between talking with your mouth full and talking with your mouth full while it's also wet and full of mead. Like there's food and mead in there, and it's just all coming out.
It's dribbling down his clothing, like under his, I guess, leather armor. It's disgusting.
This guy definitely backwashes. Don't ever share a drink with this guy.
No. And then
the subtitles actually say disgusting cackling.
Two pilgrims get off the boat who are here to buy I guess really white, very white Englishmen, but
just
they're all buff,
pastiest, naked. Some of these guys are like actively shivering.
Oh yeah, like they're not
actors.
It's freezing cold. We know it's freezing out there, and we now know Shale, the hunchback. What's his name again?
Sped,
yeah.
Like Sped?
the past tense of speed.
Sped.
Is it you saying with an SH? Is it Sped? Like it's German?
You gotta imagine your mouth is full of food.
So Sped. Okay.
Do you want me to can I do a little trivia here? Is it too late? Too early?
Yes. Do trivia about white slavery?
Yes.
Yeah. Back in the day, when this used to be, we used to not use the words woke. We would have
Robin is somehow pro-slavery.
Pro-white slavery. I'm good with that. As long as they're in their tighty whities. The guy that plays Sped, his name is Declan Mulholland.
Okay.
And I was very excited to find out that this is Jabba the freaking Hutt. This is Jabba from the original Star Wars.
This is the dude they cut out of New Hope?
Yes,
oh my God, you're right.
He was the stand-in. Apparently Lucas was going to do some stop motion and then they were like, you know what, let's just scrap the whole scene. And then they brought him back for the special editions. This guy
That's
actually died
awesome.
on a train in 1999 on his way to a Star Wars convention,
Aw.
probably to be like, "Hey, I was in this. You saw me in the special editions, right?"
What a transition.
What did he die of? Was he choking on a chicken leg?
No, I don't know.
And
Heart
mead?
attack,
Let's
maybe.
say
I don't
someone in a gold bikini came up behind him and threw a chain around his neck.
know. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
So, that's awesome. So,
yeah.
Sped the Hut.
Oh.
That's
So I
And
guess
also, like, obviously, Lucas followed his exploits to Hawk and was a fan of Hawk because Sped is very much Watto. He's got some big Watto energy here.
Well, yeah, he's like a trader. Yeah, it's got that kind of.
Yeah.
But later
All
on,
about a deal,
later
he's
on in
trying to
the
sell it.
not this cut, but the next cut, there are chance cubes sitting on the table in the Abbey. I don't know if you guys notice those.
I
There
haven't
are
seen it
actual
yet.
dice. There's 3 dice sitting there.
I
But,
did think it was weird that the pilgrims were talking about like trading 1 pod for 2 slaves, and
Yeah.
Sved was like, "No pod is worth 2 slaves."
We're calling them pilgrims because they're wearing these weird
Right.
pilgrim hats that we all, if you saw them, you'd go like, "Oh, that's a pilgrim."
Yeah. Is there like a industrial sized coffee filter that they handed out to these guys? Because it doesn't even look like a real hat. It looks like, I don't even know, styrofoam or something. I don't
Well,
even
look, not everybody got the good costumes. Some people got the crap that was left over. And what we noticed while Sped the Hut is talking to the pilgrims about this new pack of white slaves, that the entire gang, the table of 5, is there. The table of 5 is all hiding, except
hanging
for Baldwin, who seems to just be smoking. He's just adding to the mist of this.
Yep. Have to provide cover.
Baldwin, we need cloud cover. Get toking.
Crow is moping as normal, head down. This guy, I mean, guys, I think we might need to have him talk to somebody. That's why using our sponsor. Wait, what's that shrink
Better
sponsor?
Elf?
Yeah, Better Elf. Better
Yeah.
Elf.
Yeah.
It's Better Elf.
You have to read an elf help book. An elf book.
Self-elf.
Self.
Elf, heal thyself. All right, so they're all waiting. And he shows them kind of his fine bunch of bohunks, and they're like, it was better last time.
Yeah. So there's 2 river slavers. There's tall pilgrim hat guy, and then like shorter guy. Shorter guy gets a name. His name is Thomas. I don't know what the name of the first guy is. I just called him River Slaver because Thomas never replied with, a name in turn. Little rude in the middle of a business thing. Start introducing names and you don't introduce everybody. Like, come on.
Right.
And then we get yet another amazing entrance by Hawk the Stander. He's
the
like
racist. He immediately is like hunchback.
And then you hear,
that's not a race. He's an ableist.
Yeah.
He's not a racist.
Okay. All right.
Listen, there have to be other races in order for Hawk to be a racist.
Well, there are other races. There's elves and giants and dwarves.
I apologize to the hunchbacks out there for.
I don't think it's a race. I think that's like just
sorry.
having. I'm sure Ranulf's like, being a hunchback is like having one hand. It's not really a disability. It's more of an affectation that I have that, I have to learn to live with. It's not like it doesn't affect me in any way. I'm not a better or worse slave because I have a hunchback. It's just a easy way at this time when a bunch of white guys standing around is like, what are we going to call that guy? Let's call him the hunchback. It's a lot easier.
Really, it's not even a hunch. It's really like I'm parched out here in the woods. So I just carry like a camel. I carry my water. My meat on my back.
Well, have you seen me drink? None of it goes through my mouth. If anything, that's where I actually have a real problem. That's where I'm affected. My mouth is broken and I try and drink and it just falls out.
He has a real drinking problem. Have you tried
Better Elf?
Have you? Stupid. I love it. Better Elf. All right. Write that down.
Yep.
Gonna have to make a Better Elf shirt.
Yep. Our listeners can get 20% off when you use the code Swordboys20.
Yep. So many if we have to make so many shirts before the show ends.
Yeah. Just gonna be a gluttony of shirts.
So greetings.
Wee wee.
He greets him. He then is talking to them. He's like, I'm going to take your money because I need your money. And this we get to see. We do at least get to see the Hunchback's awesome mace, which is pretty great. It's so big.
Just a giant iron ball on the end
If that
of a
was
stick.
made out of steel, he would not be able to hold it up.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why he's got the hunch to like counterbalance it when he holds it out.
Yeah, I use this flail as my weapon of choice. And over the years, my body has kind of decided like I need to put the hump on the back too. Otherwise I'm going to tip over like Dolly Parton. So by the way, I only have one eye, so I have no depth perception. So it's really hard to walk around.
Pardon me, what species is Dolly Parton?
He's like, I will take your money now. Hello, Hunchback, I will take your money. He's like, ha, I jest. Ha ha, very funny. And then he's like, I'm not laughing. I'm not kidding. He's like, well, fine then. My men will kill you. Someone kill the madman. And this is where Robin, I'm sure, was like, holy shit. Because he hasn't gotten to see Crow fight yet.
Oh my God.
And
this is a freaking massacre. I was like, what the hell is happening?
And I'm going to add the sound effects under here, right here. It's happening right now, but Crow is decimating all of these guys. He's like,
with the power of editing, Crow is indeed faster than Legolas.
Yes. And he and Ranulf kill 25 people, I feel like.
In 20 seconds.
Not even 20 seconds.
It's like one man per second is being killed in this scene.
And I'm gonna say it's brutal because Crow shoots most of them in the stomach.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's not cool.
Like at least have the decency to shoot them in the heart.
Yeah.
So that it kills them faster.
A couple of guys get it in the heart, but most of them in the stomach. It's like they all go down like
You don't get to see like Steve Martin like stumble by, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I don't understand your reference.
Ranulf and
Is that
Crow
arrow
take
to
out
him?
most of these guys. But Baldwin does contribute by lashing one guy around the neck with his whip and pulling him into the river. I think
I want to be
Gort
that
does
guy.
the least.
I want to be. Oh yeah. Gort like goes over and grabs the money, and that's basically his entire job.
Yeah.
Well, Gort obviously is an ancestor of Tobin Bell from the Saw franchise because his specialty is about to start happening here. He's like, no, I'm not going to kill it. I'm going to set up a horrific death trap. Like, choose your fate.
Would you like to play a game?
You know, another thing this movie borrowed, if you notice now, you can see it more clearly since Hawk is holding his sword up to the Hunchback. The Hunchback is wearing R2-D2's or C-3PO's chest plate, which I thought was a nice homage to Star Wars.
Yeah, Lucas, huge Hawk fan.
Huge Hawk.
When Hawk comes in and basically tells like Jabba, free us or die, give us your gold or die. It's basically George is like, man, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Luke just kind of walks in and just tells him what he wants to do. And
I got Return of the Jedi coming out in 1983, and we'll just slip that right in there.
I hope this guy's able to do this movie. I really hope we can get Hawk in the movie. He's so energetic. The way he does his dialogue.
I love the way he delivers his lines.
Hawk the Solo.
Yeah. his words are like poetry, they rhyme.
So this ends. He throws a bag of money at the Crow shoots the pilgrim's hat off, makes them cut him down, and then Hawk throws him a bag of gold. Go back to
buy some clothes.
Yeah, go back to your village, perverts.
Look, can we just take some? These guys are all dead. They're not wearing these clothes. Can we just pop some? No,
it's freezing cold. We're just gonna run. By the way, those guys are dead in 15 minutes in this. Cold English winter.
Yeah, what they don't explain in this
batch
movie
of highwaymen.
What they don't explain in this movie is that those guys, that's how they always dress. Like they're part of a mostly nudist colony.
Yeah, they're perverts
in the kingdom.
They're perverts.
Yeah,
I thought they all escaped from Dr. Frankenfurter's castle.
They
all look like
Rocky.
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 Oh,
Dr. Scott.
when you've got slavers on the Shale River, and in just 7 days? Just what's the
I
song?
can make you a man or slave.
Slave man. Okay, so Gort creates this wonderful Rube Goldberg machine where he puts the mace on a rope and puts the rope in the mouth of the hunchback, and says, "Don't talk, otherwise, don't hawk the Slayer. Don't talk the Slayer."
How horrifying is the low angle looking up at Gort as he's laughing to himself about what he's going to do to Sped?
Zoom in on maniacally cackling giant's teeth.
Horrifying.
Yeah. So
I
Gort
love
turns into Jigsaw.
Yep, and
So sadistic.
and he's dead, and Jabba the Hutt dies.
Even though
'Cause
that
he
rope
opens his
is
mouth.
pretty loose, that's in his mouth.
That's
He's
pretty
not
loose.
really holding that.
But so the whole build up to this hunchback lasts 6 minutes. 6 minute scenes. It kills the entire crew of hunchback people.
Mm-hmm.
And they take the gold and leave. That's it. That was it.
That's
Moving
all of
on.
that build up.
We just needed another action scene, I guess. Like
I
maybe
guess.
the
It's
Terry Marcel is like, I got a lot of them sitting around the Abbey, just kind of waiting.
It's barely an action scene.
Let's talk about that. Does Hawk raise his sword?
Okay, the only sword raising he does is when he puts the tip of the blade on Sped's shoulder
And says,
once everybody else is dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, your dudes are dead. We're going to take your gold now.
so up until now, as of now, I know what's going to happen in the future. As of now, the only time he's used his sword in an actual sword fight is against the pig farmer.
Mhm.
Because the two guys with the other things, he throws his sword. He doesn't actually use it as a sword. He kind of javelins the dude and catches a knife and throws it back. So he doesn't actually fight those guys with his mind sword. Only so far in this movie, the mind sword that is so important to the movie has fought a pig farmer. That's it.
So heroic.
So heroic.
It'll do more important stuff later. I'm sure of it.
Sure, I hope so. And then we go back to Joffrey, Prince Joffrey, Drogo.
Shane Bryant plays Drogo, and this must have been his audition scene because this is his most British.
It's his most British.
The fat lords in the north.
Yeah.
All right, I like this guy.
That's what you said last season. If there's a bright center to Voltan's camp, I'm in the tent that's farthest from.
My blood is forever on the move. It needs excitement.
This may have also been his audition, but he's also in a scene with Jack Palance. You don't show up to your scene with Jack Palance and don't bring it. Otherwise, Jack Palance will eat you alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Him being pressed backwards onto the table with Jack Palance's hand around his throat. I don't think that was acting. I think it was just Jack Palance responding to that level of energy.
That's called a
And
Jack
just-
Pounce.
Exactly.
Sometimes Jack Palance will Jack Pounce on you, and you're just not prepared for it. Oh, yeah. You don't think the actor knew? I could break your spine with another inch. And that, they're like, cut. Oh, great improv there. No one saw that coming.
When are we starting? Wait.
I was just trying to motivate this actor.
You were rolling? Why didn't you tell me?
The camera's on my blind side. I can't see it. You're gonna have to yell cut. You're gonna have to yell action better.
I don't get it though. For some reason, Voltan is worried that his son might rise up and kill him. I have no idea where he's getting this from. Or he thinks perhaps, oh wait, I did this and maybe my son. Okay.
The scene is probably 2.5 minutes long, and I swear to God, I did not notice the Abbey sitting in a damn bird cage for 2 minutes of it.
Gosh.
It's the last 10 seconds. I'm like, oh, there's a lady over there.
Yeah. The only thing that saves Drogo from having his neck snapped right then and there is the fact that Voltan's face starts to hurt a little bit. And the abbess is like, I can help you with that. You know, maybe curry some favor and get a little bit more freedom in this situation. And he's like, shut up. I have a stone for that.
Yeah. She says, I know the art of curing.
Like meats?
Like, exactly.
By the way, also, you have me in a weird birdcage. Can I get out of this?
Despite
She's
all
in-
my rage, I'm still just a nun in a cage.
You know what? You know who stole this? You know who stole this? The
Tweety Bird?
Golden Child.
Oh, okay.
They were like huge Hawk the Slayer fans. And they
Really,
said, hey,
so many movies come from this.
what's the creepiest thing you can put someone in? A birdcage. It looks weird.
I just love that they've lined it with straw on the bottom just to make it a little bit more comfortable.
Oh, sure. They're not animals.
Right. Gotta have something to absorb,
Ugh.
She's got to
You-
pee somewhere, I suppose. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, they haven't fed her, let her have any drinks, so she's okay.
It's been like, what, a day?
This whole movie is taking place over about 3 days from when Voltan killed his father to now. We're about 3 days into this.
The teleporting from the witch really speeds it up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
makes it
yeah.
much more comfortable. What? Hey, you guys want to go on an adventure? It's like a long weekend. Tops 3 days, maybe. One of the guys may want to fight when the moon's full. We'll find out. Okay. Other than that, it's all daytime stuff. Okay. Well, daytime. I say daytime, but there's going to be a lot of fog, so just be prepared.
Just pure 9 to 5 stuff. Not even a full day.
No. This is like half day. This is like maybe you'll eat. Maybe we'll eat some. It'll be great.
Yeah, I thought up a nice retort from the nun when he's like, my face pains me. Your face pains me too.
God damn it, that was funny. Why did I laugh? You're so much funnier than my son.
Will you be my son?
So Drogo goes out in the woods, and the tall pilgrim with no name is running through the forest, and oodalali, and he runs kind of into him.
He lost
And
his
he's like,
hat.
I've only just escaped with my life. And of course, Drogo.
They shot my hat. I didn't know what to do.
He
They
did.
killed
Oh, they
my
did
hat.
shoot it off his head. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crow shot it off.
Yeah. I love how Drogo just got like chewed out by his dad. So he's going to jump on his horse. He's going to go for a ride.
I'm gonna go
He's
big
just-
dog somebody because
He's just real upset, guys.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he
do-
big dogs him. He's like,
big
like,
dogging. Exactly.
Oh,
You have reached
worse.
this is of Drogo, son of Voltan. I'm gonna make sure you know that. And he buys slaves at the River Shale. It takes so long. This scene is because they need to pad this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is so long. He's basically going to tell them that the hunchback has been killed and the slaves have been let go, and it was done by a man with a sword who did not use it but had it. It was very odd that he didn't actually use it.
right.
And then there was a Rube Goldberg machine, and it never mind. Anyway, what's Rube Goldberg? I don't have time to explain. And Voltan son Drogo finds out that he can go get Hawk and the money. So it's a twofer.
Two
Yeah.
birds, one stone. But
And
he can't let the slaver go. He's
Right.
got to keep that secret so nobody else finds out.
inexplicably why, I don't know.
What does God's teeth mean?
I mean,
God's teeth.
what does anything in the name of God even mean?
God's teeth is if this movie is all, this has kind of this fake religion thing going on, that whatever this is, I do kind of enjoy that someone took the time to come up with like great Oven Draven. It's like it's like a great call out. This movie doesn't have a ton of those, so very, very well done. He kills the pilgrim, sticks a knife in him.
This is
and then-
all like related to the whole plot of Drogo. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't mention before, like, I just don't understand what is Voltan's problem with Drogo just going off and raiding places in his name.
isn't that-
Well,
isn't that
apparently-
their business?
He's not of age yet because he says to himself, he's like, today's the day that Drogo comes of age, my father.
Oh no, what?
He's like,
that
my
means he's-
balls are going to drop as soon as I start killing people.
How old is Drogo supposed to be in this? 13?
It's like- I mean, it's
I don't
1980.
know.
People who are supposed to be younger look older.
He's a 38-year-old man.
Mm.
So while this is going on, Voltan has gone back to see this, and this has got back from the first fucking cut. This is, don't forget, movie, there's an evil witch or sorceress in this.
A dark
completely
wizard
forgot.
What?
it's a dark wizard with a kryptonite rock that shoots lasers into Voltan's face.
To make him feel better. And she lives on the sun.
which is
So-
in a cave.
It's in a cave. So yeah, don't forget, movie. The movie's looking at us and saying, "Don't forget." There's
Yeah.
a big baddie in this. Oh, okay.
Oh, is this the head Jun or whatever? Is this Winona Judd?
No, because she's wearing it's a she. Everybody,
Sorry.
spoilers. The whatever the sorceress is I don't know what her problem is. Also, I don't quite understand. Kind of like I don't understand how trade routes helped the emperor become more powerful. I don't understand why this mystical robed figure needs the abbess to be ransomed, and that's going to help. Or does he think she's not in on the smaller stuff? Like her big plan for her, it's like Voltan, go out there and just kind of cause mayhem and get me Hawk the Slayer, because I also have one of those rocks. I'm going with that green rock as the same rock as the Mind Stone.
Yeah, it's
right?
like
Yeah.
the sword has the Mind Stone, but the evil wizard witch sorceress in the cave has like
The Face Stone.
the Face Stone. Yeah. Like it's like the Dark Crystal. There's a big rock somewhere and there are pieces of it
Got
missing.
it. This is a shard of something even
I don't
bigger.
know.
If you put the Mind Stone and the Face Stone together, oh boy.
You get the headstone.
Yeah.
You
And
put that on.
headstone means death,
the headstone's
right?
connected to the shoulder stone.
You bring it all around. That's what it's all about.
Right.
So yeah,
This movie seems very hokey.
Listen, there's a lot of lore that they just didn't get to because they were too busy including scenes with Gort and Balden eating things.
Oh,
We got all this stuff with like Sister Monicaaaaaa looking at the box full of money, being like,
Monica!
yes, we can finally negotiate with the terrorists. The thing I've wanted to do the whole movie.
This is Monica's through line in the movie.
Yeah.
is this like the only I hope this is the only sword and sorcery movie that we cover where the team of adventurers is like, so he wants money, we got to get money for him. We're not just going to take the fight to him or to go pull off a huge rescue. No, we got to get him money.
Yeah.
I hope this is the
But
only
don't trust him.
Yeah, I hope this is the only sword movie where they sit around a lot.
Oh,
There's so much sitting.
Listen, I just want my sword movies to look at a problem and realize that the only viable solution is violence involving swords.
This is where my sit, stand, lean thing comes in, because
Right.
Baldwin gets up, and right when he gets up, Gort goes over and sits down, and then Ranulf goes and leans. They are keeping this going the whole time. Oh my God. It makes me laugh. I do enjoy the actor who plays Ranulf taking the time with his weapon. Obviously, in this movie, he knows this is a shit movie and he's just going to be in it. He's probably the best actor here. He's just like, I'm going to know this gun, this arrow gun in and out, and it's going to look cool when I like flip open the compartments. At one point, he's licking the arrows to put them in there. That's kind of gross. But I wanted to be like, why are you licking the arrows? I have chlamydia. So it's just an extra thing.
He's
So not
poisoning
only
the
are they going to
arrows.
die, they also get chlamydia. It's pretty great. And then we're back to we're back to the comedy stylings of the big and little.
That's right, because Balden is eating
Turkles.
what are they? They're turkles. They're sugared turkles, the best ones that money can buy.
And he's like, "What's a turkle?" And he eats one.
I say it's like chocolate and caramel and nuts, or are those turtles that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking of turtles.
No,
Not
these
turkles.
are turkles. Totally different thing.
Of course, this is after Hawk is like, hey, Balden, go check to see if this place could be held against attack. And he's like, all right, I'll go check this one door.
Yeah, he checks one door and
And
he's
he's like,
like,
he looks
here.
in, he's like,
Close it.
it's all boarded up. All
Done.
good.
no need to like look any further into the situation. It's not like our lives are at risk.
Because there are rooms, we know that because the nuns keep leaving this room,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't ever show them except when Renault is talking to I almost said Maid Marian. Maid Monica. He's talking to her. That's the only time that we kind of see some other different part of this room. So there is this is a huge place. We saw the
Oh God.
oil painting.
Yeah.
Are you telling me there's 2 doors in to this entire place? That's pretty good.
Must be.
So the sugar turkles are, he says that they are lizard eyeballs. They're not. They're like candied dates.
Yeah.
Which you think the Gort, like, what does it matter if they taste good?
Right.
Why does then calling them what they are now make them gross? If I ate something and it was sugary and I liked it, and they said these are the balls of a goat,
be like, wow, I didn't know that candied goat nuts were that good.
I'd be like, that's great. These taste awesome.
I don't know. I might be like, so I'm eating goat nuts.
Honestly,
I might say that, but I'm still going to eat them.
Tastes good.
I had a similar situation at a Brazilian barbecue. We're having chicken hearts. You know, you think, oh man, chicken hearts, that's a weird thing to eat, and it probably is gross, but no, like they're great. Especially when they come out on the skewer and they're all like tiny.
Did you know before?
Oh yeah, like the guy came over with the skewer and he's like, these are chicken hearts, and I'm like, sure.
We didn't even order them.
Let's go for it.
So weird. Why would you bring these out to me?
Like you said, that's the brilliance of a Brazilian barbecue is you don't have to ask; they just have it.
Yep.
They also celebrating Mola Ramadan.
Sorry. They also at the Brazilian steakhouse, they will also make sure all of the hair is off the food, which isn't always done at most places. So a Brazilian, always good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Brazilians are all about the hairless meat experience.
The only problem is they rip the hair off while they're still alive.
Yeah.
And they can feel it. Oh, it's very unpleasant to listen to a chicken being Brazilian. It's not great.
You know, could we just edit out the last like 30 seconds where I took that seriously? All right. Thanks.
No.
Nope.
She's like, wait, what? Wait, chickens don't have hair. Wait, what?
You're so gullible. Just like Sister Monicaaaa. You're a real Sister Monicaaaa.
Could I just cover the most hypocritical line that Gort
Why do you always ask for permission? You're one of the hosts of the show. You can do whatever you want whenever you want.
You're not a guest, you're a host.
Yeah, pardon me guys, but I'm not ready to wrap it up.
Neither was I, but you just, do you mind if I take a couple of minutes to
pardon me?
I have a couple of notes.
Robin, you can put away the tall wooden bowl. You're up here like Oliver Twist asking, can I introduce another subject?
Another one,
please. You can talk about whatever you want.
Gort says, always stuffing yourselves and never a thought of offering your companions anything. What? It's what you just did.
Listen, a single chicken and 5 potatoes. You would think enough for 5 people. No, that's one giant. And that's just common knowledge. It's not selfish. It's just biology.
Also, I don't like Voltan being called the Lord of the Dance. That is Michael
Flatley's
so
weird.
Oh, yeah. How did we glance over that? The idea that Drogo said, not only will I bring back the head of this hawk, but I'll have the gold as well. And then Voltan will see who is the Lord of the Dance.
It's such a weird line.
What the hell are you talking about, Drogo? God, I hope he dies.
There's 2 lines in here we skipped over. We just skipped over that one, and there's another one that just happened earlier that if you've seen Hail Caesar, Hawk says, would that it were so simple. One of the most horrible sentences in the English language. There's a part where the guy who plays Han Solo in Hail Caesar, who's like a country guy, he's supposed to say, would that it were so simple. Or like, would that it were so simple. And he can't get the line because it's gibberish.
Right. It's not how normal people talk.
No, it's in this movie, and it being in this movie and in that movie, I'm like, are they referencing this movie? Is it yet another movie referencing? It's such a weird thing to say. Would that it were so simple. I guess it is a saying, right?
I mean, yeah.
It's awful.
In theory, all the words together work.
Right.
But in execution, it's just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Gotcha.
Speaking of ill-fated decisions, coming up next time, Drogo assaults the Abbey at Caddenbury, hoping to win glory, and is soundly defeated. Voltan mourns his lost progeny and vows to destroy the Abbey if his demands are not met. Hawk enlists the help of the witch once more to take the fight to Voltan's camp, but he is outmaneuvered. As tensions run high between the brothers, the greatest danger may come from the most unlikely of places.
It's from Monica, in case you're wondering. Also, who knows what Robin will believe of our bullshit next week.
Yep.
Next 2 weeks from now. Who knows? Who knows? Could be anything.
Wait, they're not lizards' eyeballs?
Oh, sorry, lizard's eyeball?
Yeah. And Robin, yeah, Jonathan was right. They're Cadbury eggs, not Cadbury eggs.
Oh. Yeah, man.
We got to do Easter all over again.
All right, well, see you next 2 weeks from now. Clangity clang.
Clang, clang.
Clang, clang!
Clang, clang. Oh, don't overlook me shit.